It's Friday, February 24th. You're listening to Your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. For the first time in more than 3 years, Florida has executed a death row inmate. 59-year-old Donald Dilbeck was pronounced dead last night after receiving a lethal injection. Dilbeck was first sentenced to life in prison for killing a Lee County deputy. After escaping custody, though, in 1990, he walked into a mall parking lot in Tallahassee and stabbed 44-year-old Faye Vann to death. Vann's children said in a statement Dilbeck's death brought some closure. Dilbeck, though, saved his last words to call out Governor Ron DeSantis, saying in part DeSantis has, quote, done a lot worse than him. The sheriff of Orange County says the teen accused of going on a shooting spree that left 3 people dead and 2 others hurt is not cooperating with investigators.
Moses pretended to be asleep and did not speak with our detectives, but at one point he began physically resisting our detectives. Sheriff
John Mina says 19-year-old Keith Moses is a known gang member with a long rap sheet dating back to when he was just 14 years old.
He may be on some drugs.
He's getting you up.
Yesterday, the department released body camera video of his arrest showing a deputy force Moses to the ground.
Get on your face. Get on your face. Get on your face.
His motive for the killings is still unclear. Meantime, tributes continue to pour in for the victims. There's a growing memorial outside of UCF's journalism school for Spectrum News 13 reporter Dylan Lyons. Grief counselors are also being made available for classmates of 9-year-old Tiana Major at Pine Hills Elementary. The third victim was identified yesterday as 38-year-old Natasha Augustin. And the owners of Orlando's Free Fall ride are performing a final inspection before the attraction is torn down for good. Crews are taking measurements of the drop tower and running it as part of their final assessment to start the process of dismantling the ride, a process that could end up taking weeks. This comes after the state reached a settlement earlier this month. The investigation found 2 seats on the ride were improperly adjusted to fit larger riders, including the one Tyree Sampson was sitting in. The death of 14-year-old Tyree, who fell from the ride to his death last year, prompted the investigation. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. When dinosaurs dominated what later became North America, Florida was underwater, making it impossible for the ancient reptiles to live on this part of the continent. Though dinosaurs were absent from ancient Florida, the peninsula was home to a variety of giant creatures, including mastodons, mammoths, and giant ground sloths. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. You can subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.